Welcome back to RC Sports Talk. My name is Giuliano. This is my mock draft for the 2025 NFL Draft. On the clock first, the Tennessee Titans will select Cam Ward, quarterback. Cam Ward is physical, can move out of the pocket, and can throw on the run, which will be needed with an iffy O-line that Tennessee has. With pick number 2, the Cleveland Browns select Abdul Carter, edge. Right now, the Browns are likely going to start Joe Flacco, who can be a welcome quarterback since he led them to the playoffs the last time he was with the team. Having Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett on both sides of the defensive line can be a real nightmare for quarterbacks, which will really bolster up that Cleveland defense. They will likely not focus on quarterbacks this offseason unless there's one in the second round of the draft. They'll be picking top 10 again, as they usually do, and they will probably search for a quarterback next season. With pick 3, the New York Giants select Travis Hunter, wide receiver and cornerback. This is an obvious pick for the Giants as they're not going to be looking for a quarterback in the first round since they just signed Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. They'll likely play Hunter as a cornerback in order to strengthen their secondary after recent acquisitions in the offseason, which have helped to boost their defense. Though they're going to be looking at defense in the first round, believe me that the Giants will likely be looking for offense within the next couple rounds. With pick number 4, the New England Patriots select Will Campbell, offensive tackle. This is a no-brainer pick for the Patriots as they need some help on the O-line to protect Drake May if they want him to turn out to be the franchise player that he's shown promise to be. Will Campbell has a balanced NFL caliber frame, but he has trouble with inside blocks, but is great in outside blocking. With the 5th pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Mason Graham, defensive tackle. Liam Cohen will use his offensive experience to boost this offense. They will use their first pick in the draft to get a quality defensive tackle. This is needed after they had a defense that finished 31st in the league in passing and 31st in the league in overall defense. With the 6th pick, the Las Vegas Raiders select Ashton Jeanty, running back. Arguably one of the best prospects in the draft, Ashton Jeanty is a physical, dominant, and tank-built running back. Pete Carroll will work on the defense using his defensive experience. Having Ashton Jeanty in the backfield will definitely give a boost to an offense that needs it. The very powerful runner can make defensive players miss, and he's been compared to Saquon Barkley. The 7th pick in the draft, the New York Jets select Armand Membu, offensive line. Jets need an offensive lineman to complement Fashanu. Their depth chart as of now is very weak when you look at offensive linemen. Membu did not allow any sacks or quarterback hits in 417 passing attempts last season. Graded out as a great pass blocker and run blocker. If they want Justin Fields to be able to throw deep shots to Garrett Wilson and to his other receivers, they need to give Fields time in the pocket. Membu can definitely help with that. With the 8th pick, the Carolina Panthers select Jalen Walker, edge. The Carolina Panthers ranked 32nd out of 32 teams in overall defense, as well as pass defense and run defense. Walker played extremely well on a Georgia defense and can definitely be an addition to Carolina defense. With the 9th pick, the New Orleans Saints select Shedeur Sanders, quarterback. Originally thought of as a top 3 prospect, his performance at Colorado Pro Day and his remarks have dropped his draft stock dramatically. Still going in the top 10 to New Orleans though. With the recent news about Derek Carr's injury, New Orleans is in a very difficult situation. They'll need to take a quarterback, and Shedeur is their best option. They'll focus on their other many team needs in the future rounds. With the 10th pick in the draft, the Chicago Bears select Tyler Warren, tight end. Projected to be another Bowers, he is arguably the best tight end in this draft. It will give Caleb Williams another option other than Romeo Dunze. He can be a playmaker, crafting plays, getting separation. They need somebody who can help them get first downs, as they were the team that punted the most last season with 3,911 punt yards. With the 11th pick in the draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Jahdae Barnes, cornerback. He is a great addition to replenish the secondary that was traded away and released this offseason. The 49ers will focus on defense in the first couple rounds of the draft. The 49ers definitely want to get back to being the strong defensive team that everybody knows them to be. With the 12th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Matthew Golden, wide receiver. Golden had a lot of visits with Dallas post-combine. They need an explosive receiver alongside CeeDee Lamb. If they want to compete in a division that is getting increasingly harder with the Commanders and the Eagles, but not really the Giants because they suck.
Redo that.
No.
You're fucking redoing it or I'm cutting it out of the thing.
So cut it out. Washington and Philadelphia, and not really the Giants though. I'm keeping that in. With the 13th pick, the Miami Dolphins select Josh Simmons. They traded away Javon Holland to the New York Giants this offseason, so safety is a very big need for them. He is a very versatile player and can play high and low safeties. With the 14th pick, the Indianapolis Colts select Colston Loveland, tight end. Their tight end depth is full, but weak when it comes to star power at the position. Loveland will give a strong boost to the offense and hopefully be a secure and reliable target for either Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson. With the 15th pick, the Atlanta Falcons select another quarterback. I'm joking, but can you imagine? The actual pick will be Mike Green, outside linebacker. We thought that Atlanta would address this need last draft, but as we all know, they picked Michael Penix Jr. Green will be a great addition to this team, as of right now, Atlanta has absolutely no pass rush. Green led the NCAA in sacks last year, which makes him a very highly sought after prospect. With the 16th pick in the draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Gray Zeeble, offensive line. This will give Kyler Murray more time to throw to Marvin Harrison Jr., and we can really see this season what kind of a player Marvin Harrison Jr. is and if he really is a deep threat. With the 17th pick, the Cincinnati Bengals select Will Johnson, cornerback. It's no surprise that the Bengals defense was absolutely horrible. They costed them the playoffs. Even though Joe Burrow and the offense played amazing, they were letting 50 points get dropped on their heads like it was nothing. With pick 18, the Seattle Seahawks select Calvin Banks Jr., offensive line. If they want Darnold to prove himself with this team and be their franchise player, they need to give him time to throw. As we saw in the wildcard round, Darnold does not do great with pressure. With the 19th pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Geod Campbell, linebacker. Their offense is currently a well-oiled machine, and what they really should focus on is defense. He has great speed, versatility, which are traits that are always welcomed as a linebacker. With the 20th pick, the Denver Broncos select Tertoria McMillan, wide receiver. They need depth at the wide receiver position to complement Sutton and Mims. Nick showed that he can be a very accurate passer, and he can throw those deep shots. Now, getting him an extra receiver and an extra option can really show us what Bo Nix can do. With the 21st pick in the draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Jackson Dart, quarterback. Over the past few months, Jackson Dart was thought to go in the second round, but his draft stock rised especially after the combine. Now, he still could go in the second round, but Pittsburgh desperately need a quarterback. Jackson Dart is not ready to be a starting quarterback. What likely will happen is that Pittsburgh will get Aaron Rodgers, have Dart learn from Aaron Rodgers for a year or until Rodgers becomes unbearable, and then start him next year. The quarterback position is an absolute need for Pittsburgh right now. With the 22nd pick, the Los Angeles Chargers select TJ Sanders, defensive line. Their defensive line is not very good. They had trouble protecting the run, which was one of the reasons why they got run over by Houston in the playoffs. They need some help on the defense, given that the offense is still a decent team. With the 23rd pick in the draft, the Green Bay Packers select Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver. They need some explosiveness on offense in order to help Love not be the league leader in interceptions through the first half of the season. Great route runner, has great hands, and can be a very big difference maker on an offense. With the 24th pick in the draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Malachi Starks, safety. The Minnesota Vikings need help in their secondary. Teams were often able to throw over their heads and score on very deep passes. With the 25th pick in the draft, the Houston Texans select Luther Burden III. This will be a welcome addition to the team as they've been having trouble with staying healthy at receiver. They need to give Stroud some targets other than Nico Collins, who can get injured again. They got rid of Stephon Diggs. They'll need to have another deep threat if they want Stroud to put up the same numbers he did in his rookie season. With the 26th pick in the draft, the Los Angeles Rams select cornerback Trey Amos. Trey Amos has pure speed. He ran a 4.43 in the 40-yard dash. They can definitely benefit from some help in the secondary. With the 27th pick in the draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Derek Harmon, defensive tackle. Baltimore did not have that scary defense last season that they've been known to have since they entered the league. They need help to put pressure on quarterbacks, especially in a conference where in the playoffs they will likely meet up with Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, or Josh Allen. With the 28th pick, the Detroit Lions select Mikael Williams, edge. Hutchinson is still their guy, but he will not be the same player after his extremely horrible injury. Their defense can use it. They need to put pressure on opposing quarterbacks. That's what they really missed last season, and that's what really led them to lose in the playoffs in a year that was supposed to be their year. With pick number 29, the Washington Commanders select Maxwell Hairston, cornerback. They don't need to really focus on offense here. Their offense has surprisingly been a very strong machine working well together. They do have a strong defense, but they can definitely get some extra help. With the 30th pick, my Buffalo Bills select Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle. Our defense was absolutely horrendous. We couldn't stop a run for nothing. We couldn't stop deep throws. We need help on the defensive line. With Von Miller leaving, we need a new defensive tackle, somebody that can really put pressure on opposing offensive lines and really pressure quarterbacks. All I have to say is defense, defense, and defense. With the 31st pick in the draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Walter Nolan, defensive tackle. At this point, he's too good of a player to pass up on. They'll bolster up the defensive line if they want a shot at competing for a Super Bowl again. Finally, with the last pick in the first round, the Philadelphia Eagles select Shamar Stewart, edge. They can use him here as they just lost Bryce Huff and lost Hassan Reddick 2 seasons ago. They can bolster up their defensive line with a pick right here. Who do you think your team will draft? Let us know in the comments below.